So what's going on, guys? It's Brandon here,
And it's Jamie here.
and today we're going to be bringing you a different kind of video. So today we thought, since the rumours of there being a June Nintendo Direct were upon us, we thought we'd get our predictions in now, and, not before it comes out. So, we're going to start with Wave 5. We'll be predicting tracks, we'll be predicting characters,
And any kind of new twists that it might bring to the table.
yeah, of course.
Okay, so...
Alright, so we'll start with Wave 5. We'll start with the Feather Cup. And I think ours is actually exactly the same.
no, it's not, but it's similar.
No, I don't mean exactly the same. I mean the first track.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely, yeah.
I feel like if you don't pick this one, you're wrong, basically.
Yeah. Alright, I would say this is one of my certain things in the prediction,
Absolutely,
right?
yeah.
That the first track will be...
Athens Dash.
Yeah, I'm sorry, it has to be Athens Dash.
Of course.
There's no... It is a perfect start. It's a perfect size for starting. It's a perfect little introduction course.
Yeah,
Like-
I mean, it's kind of the... It's the harbinger of the rest of the Booster Course Pass from here.
So something that I've noticed in particular is that they will usually start with a smaller city track to be the first kicker off of the wave. So
course.
in Wave 1 we had Paris, which was quite small considering it was a tour track. Wave 2 had New York Minute, again quite small considering the size of other city tracks. Wave 3 started with
London Loop.
Which
is actually quite big, to be
quite big,
honest.
but it could have been bigger as Berlin proved.
Yeah.
And
Berlin
Wave
is
4
the
started
biggest.
off with Amsterdam, which is probably one of the smallest city tracks we have.
Yeah,
So-
I would say that. Although, if not Tokyo, but Tokyo didn't start it.
Yeah, so I would say that they're probably going to kick off with this one.
Yeah.
It's been data mined as well. So.
Oh yeah. If this isn't the first one, I will be very surprised.
Yeah.
But the only other place I see it being is like the first track of the Cherry Cup. So.
It's going to be, I think now, this track is 100% Wave 5.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. It
I can't
won't be
see
Wave
it
6.
not- I
It's too
can't see it
simple
not
for
being.
Wave 6.
Yeah. Okay,
So, moving on.
moving on, second track. I think we're agreeing again, aren't we?
Yeah, I think we are. So this is going to be Cooper Cape.
Cooper Cape.
And you see, the thing is, this makes sense because it's the only Wii track left that doesn't overlap with anything else. Because what we've looked at is like all the tracks, and like for other tracks that we're going to be having in this Wave 5 prediction, we don't want to overlap themes. I'm not going to reveal it just yet because we're not quite there, but if we went with Dry Dry Ruins, for example, it overlaps too much on the theme of another track.
Yeah, what I'd also say is that Cooper Cape as a whole it's been leaked multiple times. The soundtrack has been leaked. Right? We've all known it's coming, right? It's just when. And we think that, considering what one of the tracks in Wave 6 will be, considering it will be a Wii track, this is the only slot that I can see it.
Yeah, it's like the last time
Yeah.
a Wii track can be here, other than the very final track, which we all know
Which
what's
we'll get
coming.
to. We know
Yeah.
what's coming there.
We know what's coming there.
Yeah.
It's pretty obvious.
And I think we're agreeing again for our third one.
Yeah, I think we are. So
I promise
our
it
third
differentiates.
track is
Sunset Wilds.
We've gone with different images, I see.
We have. I've got this image.
Yeah, mine's the tour logo, I think.
Yeah. So, this again has already been leaked through soundtrack.
Yeah, this is part of the music leak, and this was the position it was in. I guarantee you it will move, but it will be in this wave, definitely. I am absolutely certain on these first three tracks being in this wave, just maybe moved around a bit. Honestly, this is where I sit with it at the minute. And Sunset Wilds, since it was data mined, there's really not much else we can say about it.
Yeah, I can agree with that. It's been leaked. It's been coming for a while, and also in terms of GBA tracks, we're starting to run out now. In
course.
terms of unique themes, and Sunset Wilds is one of the most unique ones. It's got a beautiful remake and tour, so I don't see why it wouldn't come back.
Yeah, like, it's simplified, but it's nice, and I'd like to see it. It's got a good remake.
I think this is where we first disagree, isn't it?
I think so, yeah. So, my prediction is Los Angeles Laps at the end of this one. And that's because this is another position, like, this is kind of like the last cup of Wave 4, where it ended on a city track. In the prefix leak, this also ends on a city track, theoretically. And what better place to put it than LA Laps? Because I think LA Laps doesn't really fit as the first track of Anywhere, so I have placed it here.
I can agree that it doesn't belong in the first slot of any cup because it's too long.
And the starting lines are all different.
Yeah. However, I would like to present that I think Piranha Plant Cove will be here.
Okay.
Because this is the position of where Yoshi's Island was in the first one. So this, I believe we're kind of flip-flopping on this, and we'll explain at the end, but in the last tour, and in most of the tours so far, we end on a nitro track, and we end on a really large city track. So where this track is placed is up for discussion. It's whether you think it clashes more with Sunset Wilds, or it clashes more with Cooper Cape.
Yeah,
it really doesn't matter.
There's not a lot that we could do, considering this is a summer-themed wave. And obviously, like we've said, they'll move things around, so Sunset Wilds or Cooper Cape might end up being in the Cherry Cup rather than the Feather Cup, but again, that doesn't matter. So, moving on to the Cherry Cup. Now, I think we're different again, but it's not for the reason you think.
It's different in terms of the fact that we think it's going to be one of the last two leaked city tracks.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
There was 2 leaks. One is going to be for a potential Madrid or Cairo track, and the other one we don't quite know yet.
Yeah.
However, we are completely out of cities at the moment, and we don't believe Vancouver will become just yet. So I have decided to go with Cairo.
And I have gone with Madrid, and I'll let you explain your pick for Cairo.
So my pick for Cairo is based on the artwork for the Mario Kart Tour. Now on the home screen it shows all the different little
like the city landmarks.
Yeah, landmarks, etc. Right, and the only one of those that hasn't come back yet are pyramids. And it's that on top of the fact that Mario Kart Tour has yet to have any African representation. So I believe that Cairo is almost a shoo-in. I think it would also go along with the theme if they bring back Athens Dash and Cove. I believe it will go for a nice little theme.
Oh, like a nice little like ancient
a rude
theme.
Yeah.
Okay, I like that. I kind of like that.
I also believe that Madrid is too similar to the other 5 European city tracks that we've already got.
That's fair. That's fair. I mean, I see that criticism all the time, but honestly, Madrid it has so much more. There's a lot of like history with this track. Like this track, this city is very pretty, it's unique. It's got like obviously it's completely different, and I feel like just making a blanket statement on the theme kind of undermines the fact that certain people would like to see this like their own city represented, and obviously I'm from the UK, so
absolutely.
Really but like
my only logic is that we haven't had an African themed track yet, but meanwhile we've had 5 European cities.
That's true. So like Europe is represented.
Yeah, I feel like
Africa
we just don't want to make
not.
it feel like we've got too many European cities.
Of course,
you know, I'll still be happy with either of them.
Absolutely, yeah. Honestly, it doesn't. I do not care if you're right or I'm right. It doesn't matter.
Yeah. Okay.
So both be good.
Our next tracks. I think we differentiate. Oh, we're not.
No, I think we're the same again. And I've actually flip-flopped with this.
Cruiser.
Now, this is interesting because I have said since Wave 2, or rather since Wave 1, when they announced the entire Booster Course Pass, I was always like, right, Daisy Cruiser is going to be in Wave 5 of the Booster Course Pass because that is a summer wave, and it just makes so much sense, right? It makes way more sense than Bridge, and we'll explain why it makes more sense than Bridge in a minute. But this makes so much sense. And then I was like, well, maybe it would make sense in Wave 6, and that was because Daisy Cruiser has always been the third track wherever it's gone. It's always been the third track. So it made sense as the third track in the Acorn Cup. And then I realised that there was another theme in Wave 6 that might be covered as one of the Nitro tracks that would ruin Daisy Cruiser's chances. And they don't have a lot of other tracks to pick from for GameCube. So it's my firm belief that we're getting this in Wave 5.
Sticking with our nice little summer / happy theme we got going on, a cruise ship. There's nothing that fits more here. Okay, and Daisy Cruiser again has been another course that's been heavily rumoured to be coming back.
Yeah,
got a brilliant remake, and it's been in tour for a long time now.
Yeah,
a long time. It's a fan favourite. We haven't already got Peach Beach, so it can't overlap there. And I think it's here because I believe there is 1 or 2 more GameCube tracks which are more likely to come in the next wave. But I think we're getting Cruiser, whether it's in Wave 5 or 6.
Yeah, Cruiser is definitely coming because, like, of all the stuff of all the GameCube tracks that are in tour, a lot of them are already in 8. So we're kind of like we're like picking at like the final scraps,
Yeah.
really.
And we had to pick the ones that obviously don't overlap with anything either. So,
All right.
our last...
I think we're the same
third.
again.
Third? Yeah, we are.
Yeah. So we've gone with what was very recently showed to us in the Bowser Tour with SNES Bowser Castle 3.
Yeah.
I am so impressed with this remake. It's
the remake is
3D,
brilliant.
it's pretty, it still keeps the grey colour scheme from like the SNES days, and the soundtrack is amazing.
Oh, absolutely.
Honestly, like, it is done so much for the remake. You can ride on the walls, as you can see in the image there. There's definitely a section that's going to be anti-grav if it comes over. Honestly, it's, in my opinion, the track that has the biggest shoe-in for the Boost Course Pass right now.
I would probably disagree with that sentiment, but what I will say is that right now we've had a huge lack of castles, lava-themed tracks. We haven't had any. And we're 48 courses deep.
Oh, of course.
Now, this is a really recent remake, and I believe it has a brilliant chance of coming back.
Yeah, absolutely. Right.
And why it won't be in Wave 6, we'll explain when we get there.
Yeah. There's a few reasons. Right, so finally, this is the opposite to what we explained at the end of the Feather Cup, but I have Piranha Plant Cove here, while
I have
Jamie has...
LA Laps.
Yeah.
So, I believe we'll end on a big city track again. That's just my belief.
Oh, that's fair. I kind of like that theory. It works, but I sort of also prefer the idea that we're going to end on a Nitro track, similar to how Wave 2 went, ending on Sky High Sunday. Honestly, both arguments are completely valid.
Yeah. I think one of us is probably right. so-
Absolutely. I mean, if we put it like this, we've got, like, high chances, haven't we?
Yeah. I mean,
If anything-
we're agreeing on basically everything except these last two here. And what this theme will be.
Yeah, I mean, we're pretty identical for this wave.
Yeah.
I think it's next wave
Next
that
wave
might...
differentiates.
That's different. Yeah, that's where
So,
it gets
obviously-
different properly.
Wave 6, we still don't know about. Whatever happens in this wave will shape what happens in the next one. Because we'll have more patterns to go off and more potential courses to come back. And plus, the longer we leave it with Tour, where new tracks seem to be coming out every 2-3 weeks now, we'll obviously have more options. But
Yeah.
okay, so characters. So
Right.
we
I'll
pre-
let you go first.
Okay, so we predict that there will be 2 characters in Wave 5 and 3 in Wave 6, filling out the total amount of 6. So we had 1 in Wave 4, but we will have 2 in this one and 3 in the next one to complete that 6. So my first choice for character is Pauline.
You know what? I like that. That's... explain your reasoning. Because
So,
I
my,
see it, but I don't at the same time.
My reasoning is that we've got a lot of summary / beach stream courses, and it wouldn't feel right to have a lot of, big bulky Bowser enemies. Plus, you might be looking at the next wave and going, oh well, there's a lot more certain themed tracks there, but I believe there are characters who are also more suited to that than Pauline.
Okay.
Pauline represents quite a lot of like city tracks and also just more of a summer vibe. A lot of her costumes are summer related in Tour.
Yeah, that's fair.
So would you like to explain your first one?
Yeah, sure. So this one actually stems from the fact of one of the courses that I've predicted, and it's Petey Piranha. Now, I think Petey Piranha makes the most sense as the second character to be released, not only because of Piranha Plant Cove in my prediction, but if you look on 8 Deluxe's character select screen, the second slot beneath Birdo, to the left of that second slot is King Boo. Now, in Double Dash, King Boo's partner is Petey Piranha. So, I think Petey Piranha makes a lot of sense to be the next character revealed. Plus, if it comes along with Piranha Plant Cove, that would be absolutely wonderful.
Yeah.
Because it makes so much sense.
I can perfectly understand that. I'll have my own reasoning for a character in Wave 6, but keeping that logic in mind.
Of course.
Okay, my second character, I believe, it is between 2. And I believe we've gone for the opposite choices here.
I think we have, yeah.
Yeah, so I've gone with Kamek.
Mm-hmm.
While I understand that a character like Charge and Chuck was introduced alongside LA Laps, I believe, firstly, it would be more of a fan favourite if it were Kamek, and 2, BC3. I believe this would be the perfect players to introduce Kamek.
Okay.
I don't see why Kamek wouldn't come in. Like, You're getting extra characters, and this is a character who has been denied from quite a few Mario Karts now. And some cut out at last second, so I believe
Yeah,
Kameko
he was cut out of both 64 and 8.
Yeah. So I don't see why Kameko would come.
Yeah, I mean, it's long overdue. It would be really nice to have him, but like, I just think that they're gonna stray more towards theming per track rather than fan favourites for characters. Like, I wouldn't necessarily say Birdo is a fan favourite. I quite like Birdo. Birdo's a cool character. I'm not saying I don't like Birdo. I'm just saying that I wouldn't really see Birdo as a fan favourite, considering she was alongside Yoshi's Island. But my second character for this wave is Chargin' Chuck, as Jamie has previously mentioned. And I think the big reason for that is literally just LA Labs.
Okay.
And I like that because it was revealed alongside LA Labs. Similarly, how Petey Piranha had an alt for Piranha Plant Cove.
Yeah.
And plus, Petey just fits. He's got Piranha Plant, Petey Piranha motifs all over the course. We still haven't mentioned what we think will be the unique thing for this wave.
Okay.
So, I reckon, in terms of course or like track that will change it up and like change up mid-lap, I reckon that'll be Cruiser. Now, I think Cruiser has the potential to go reverse on the second lap on the top deck. What are your thoughts on that?
So I believe while it is 100% possible, I also don't believe there will be a change of track in this one.
Okay.
Purely by the logic of, all right, we're going to assume that our Madrid/Cairo track will be changing.
Of course.
Okay, we have a free lap. We have a free lap in LA. We have a free lap in Athens. We have Sunset Wilds which changes, and we've got 3 laps of Cove.
Yeah.
So something tells me we're not going to get another track that will change up.
All right. I like that.
In terms for the unique idea, items.
Items would be nice. I would really, really enjoy to see, like not well. We've got the custom items, but like new items. Either like I don't want like completely new items. I want returning items.
Yeah.
Like personally, I would like to see like the Mega Mushroom come back. Like I think it's genuinely a crime we've not got that back yet.
Yeah, I agree.
Or
You can't say it.
What?
You're not allowed to say it.
Why can't I say it?
You can't say the TC.
No, I'm not going to say the TC.
You can't say
I mean,
the TC.
it's
fun, but you can't say it.
yeah. I mean, it's a complete like counter to the Mega Mushroom, so it fits alongside it. But I think a better item to take alongside the Mega Mushroom would be the Fib.
Yeah, I would love to see the Fib back.
But like the Fib's not even in tour, so it's like I think the Fib's dead more or less, which is a shame. But that's all right.
Yep.
Anyway, I do think we shall be moving on to Wave 6 now.
Brilliant. Okay, and I'll let you kick us off this time.
All right. So, starting with Wave 6, to keep our theming with acorns, I believe Vancouver Velocity is going to start us off.
You know what? Ironically, I think of the same thing.
Oh, okay. That's good.
Yeah.
Which is not normal for Wave 6 predictions.
Yeah,
No one ever tends to agree.
It is a little bit weird, but this is where I think Vancouver will come, because it feels like a nighttime, nice chill track before we get into the absolute chaos, which will be Wave 6.
Oh yeah, Wave 6 is going to be absolutely mental. I mean,
Yeah.
Vancouver's mental on its own, like with the whole, like on your picture, you've got
Yeah.
like the park that you go through. I forget the name of it. It'll, like, someone tell me in the comments, but like, Vancouver is just that, like, it's pretty. It's a nice track, and even like the hockey
I
rink
think
as well.
Wave 6 has to be the most visually stunning part of any Mario Kart game
It
today.
will have to be.
It will have to be to live up to that. And I believe Vancouver is also a fan favourite.
Yeah, it's
Which
in fact I think it's one of the most popular city courses.
Yeah, which makes sense as being, one of the things that we've all been waiting for.
Exactly.
Which is-
it took Vancouver 2 years to get a third variant. So I think it's insane that they're even going as like they're being ballsy enough to leave it to Wave 6.
Yeah.
All right. So
Track 2.
next, let's move on to the second track of the Acorn Cup. I'm going a little bit tropical here. I don't think you are, but I am. So I'm going with Cheap Cheap Island from Game Boy Advance.
I think that is a good prediction. I'm going with Bridge.
Okay.
So my justification is, when Maple Tree Way came to Wave 3, it was moved, allegedly, from Wave 6 into Wave 3. It was rushed out, right? And it replaced a GameCube track, which is meant to be Waluigi Stadium, which is placed into Wave 4. So, by that logic, we should still be owed 2 GameCube tracks, which I believe will both appear
I completely
in this
agree
wave.
with you. I've just organised them differently.
Okay, yeah.
So-
While I don't believe this one will be a GBA track, I
No,
believe
that's fair.
we've got something different coming.
Alright. I mean, it's good to have like rearrangements in there, but like I personally see Cheap Cheap Island there. I think it fits. It's a nice juxtaposition to what you just raced on, being Vancouver. I mean, even yours fits as a juxtaposition. You're going from a nice, peaceful, snowy mountainside to a chaotic traffic jam,
yeah.
fucking like bridge. And mine is like also opposed with the Cheap Cheeps flying everywhere,
Yeah.
and like honestly, I like the Cheap Cheap Island remake. It's fantastic. I don't want to ever see a Shy Guy Beach remake. We're getting one at some point, I bet,
Oh,
but I
God,
don't want to
please
see
don't.
one.
Love the music, hate the track.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
So my logic is, of all GameCube tracks that come back now, one of the most likely is Bridge. It recently received a remake in Tour, and I don't,
Absolutely stunning.
I just don't see why this one wouldn't come back. It is also quite a fan favourite.
Oh yeah. Like I mean, out of that and City, I think people prefer Bridge to City.
Yeah.
Especially
I mean, I
since
certainly
like
do.
a lot of people have the view that the remake was butchered in DS.
Yeah.
And I can agree that yes, the remake was ruined a little bit, but I can't hate DS too much because I'm a DS boy. So,
Okay. If you're a DS boy, you're gonna love my next pick.
oh, I know. Right,
So,
moving
what
on to our third track.
what we know is, in Wave 6 there is a wild card. There is a slot for a track that we don't know. And no one has figured this one out yet. And now we just have to go off what we think might be
It's
likely.
pure guesswork. I mean, that's why I have the GBA track in there. That was
Yeah.
my pure guesswork.
So-
Mainly because I think there's a GBA track in every wave, but
To make up for the absence or the lack of this course or any representation from this shown up in Wave 5, and it is much a fan favourite, I believe the third track in Wave 6 will be Fortress.
I honestly love the sentiment there. Airship Fortress, as people know, is my favourite Mario Kart track of all
Yeah.
time. It's visually stunning, the music slaps, the layout is amazing, and I have so many fond childhood memories on that track.
Yep.
I just don't see it coming back though,
Which is sad.
which hurts me so much.
I believe,
I'm putting Bridge here.
for me, your Wave 6 first cup doesn't look good enough. I think if people saw that, they'll be disappointed. Wave 6 needs to be the big climax, the big finish, right? It needs to have a lot of fan favourite tracks. You've got a fan favourite city track coming back in Vancouver. You've got a loved GameCube track coming back in Bridge. We need big tracks, alright? And one thing that has
You're
been missing...
only saying that because of Cheap Cheap Island, but yeah.
One thing that has been missing is lava tracks. They've been missing from basically the entire game so far. And if BC3 doesn't come back, we're waiting until Wave 6 to get a lava track.
Pretty much.
I think we're saving some of the big lava tracks for this wave.
I like what you're thinking. I like that.
Yeah.
Anyway, next is what I believe to be the heavily debated Mob DK track.
Yeah, so this is the final Tour Nitro, which we do not know anything about yet.
Yeah, and I would honestly like. There's two sides of the debate right now. Now, initially, when everybody looked at it, people saw the initials DK and immediately saw it as Donkey Kong.
Yeah.
Now, I love the enthusiasm. It's perfect. It makes the most sense. But I don't think it's Donkey Kong. I think the DK stands for either Daisy Kingdom or Desert Kingdom. Some sort of Sarasaland track, or like maybe something based on the Sand Kingdom from Odyssey. And I think about this because of the movie. Like, spoilers for anybody who hasn't watched the Mario movie. Like, skip like 10 seconds if you don't want to hear this. But I reckon that because of that one clip in the Mario movie,
Yeah.
of them walking through it, that they're trying to sort of show us something, that they're moving towards that. So I believe that this will be some sort of Desert Kingdom track.
So I will agree that it will be a desert/Sarasaland kingdom. Now, my logic for this is that with Yoshi's Island, Super Mario World 2 got a track. It got a track in Yoshi's Island, right? It was all Super Mario Bros. 2.
Yeah, it got rep.
Yeah. So why would Super Mario Land not have rep?
I like that. I like that you're sort of thinking of the game rather
Yeah.
than just
A
like
lot.
the place.
Right, with the last track, right, we got entirely Yoshi's Island, right? The entire track was themed after a game.
Yeah, it
a
was the
specific
entire game
It
in
was.
one track. It was great.
It was, and
It is great.
And I believe a Sarasaland track would be beautiful. It could be the DK track,
Yeah,
but we believe with what's coming up, with what we've predicted, it's a little bit unlikely.
yeah, because of overlaps. One more thing to throw onto the pile that I believe kind of solidifies the Mob DK track being Daisy/Desert themed, right? Is that in like if you've been keeping up with the Tour data mine scene, which I know not a lot of people do, but for the small percentage of you who do, like me, you will know that as we predict new tours that are coming up, we can predict what tracks will be in them, and there's a bit of a pattern to them. And interestingly, when the Mob DK track is coming, perfectly lines up with a bunch of Daisy tracks, which is really interesting.
Yeah.
So if we're getting a lot of Daisy-themed tracks alongside this Mob DK track, well then maybe it isn't Donkey Kong, maybe it's Daisy Kingdom, or Desert Kingdom, or Sarasaland, or something like that.
Yeah, I
And
completely agree.
I think that would be really cool. I mean, yeah, it maybe is a stretch to go and look at something like tour speculation, but it's
Yeah.
something else to throw onto the pile.
What I think is that DK has had a good amount of representation in games.
Absolutely.
So I believe this might not be a DK track like we first thought. It's like how we all thought Mob BR was going to be a bathroom track just because it has BR in it.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Don't even get
Just
me
because
started on the
it has
bathroom
DK does
track.
not mean it will be Donkey Kong.
Yeah.
Okay. The last cup,
Okay. The Spiny Cup.
Spidey Cup, and as we said before, we believe there'll be two final city tracks coming to Wave 6. One will be Cairo slash.
Slash Madrid.
Yeah. So, but we don't know anything about the other track,
Yeah. And that's...
and this is where we predict.
Yeah, this is where a lot of people have sort of come to they've all put their heads together, and a lot of people are saying Rio. Now, I think Rio would be an absolutely immaculate city to end on. Whether they play it at night or day, like Jamie has or I have, would be fantastic. I think it would be really pretty as a nighttime track. Maybe they wouldn't because we already have Vancouver and Vancouver's nighttime. But I don't think, honestly, they should let day and night stop them, considering most special like cups or the last cups have a lot of nighttime tracks anyway.
So, Rio is seen a lot as the party city. Okay, it is seen as a celebration, right? And what better way to celebrate the end of the first ever like huge thing to happen to Mario Kart in 10 years, right? What way to celebrate it like going to Rio for the last track?
Yeah, I mean,
And-
you can just imagine it.
With my thought process, we said that we hadn't had an African track before. Now, if it is truly going to be a tour, right, you have to visit every continent. And one continent that hasn't had representation yet is South America.
And South America is the party continent.
Yeah.
Like, think about it. Like, you have Brazil, you have Argentina, you have like Chile, you've got Peru. They all they all like
Yeah.
they have the carnivals and the
Yeah,
festivals.
it's celebrations.
And, like,
Yeah.
exactly.
So,
Like Latin America knows how to party.
yeah.
So
and we believe that this a visit to South America to be the final track makes sense. All right, we've gone all around the world with Mario Kart Tour.
exactly, and
Right?
that's what it's
There's
about.
a lot of culture that hasn't been explored.
You
in
are
South America.
touring the world with Mario Kart Tour,
Exactly.
and that's what this is trying to
That's
represent.
why I believe it'll be Cairo, and it'll be Rio.
If it's not Rio, then it's probably like Brasilia or something.
Yeah.
But like,
We believe
that's
it'll be-
probably what the BR track is, to be honest.
Yeah, probably. Just Brazil.
Yeah.
Yeah, could be.
I like that.
Anyway, on to the second track.
Right.
And it's a fan favourite. We also mentioned before that we believe that there'll be 2 GameCube tracks in the last wave.
And I think we're actually exactly the same on this.
Yeah,
Interesting.
I
I
think
thought
we
we'd
are.
be pretty not similar,
And
but we're being
this-
so similar, which is
This
interesting.
is where we choose between 2 tracks. We choose between one that has been slightly leaked more, or one that would please the fans.
Yeah.
Now, if we go back all the way to Wave 1, right, and we look at Coconut Mall,
Yep.
around Coconut Mall we see tracks advertised. We see Vanilla Lake, but what we see is Dino Dino Jungle.
Yeah. So on
And-
a sign next to the finish line, we have a big giant poster for Vanilla Lake. But as you can see, we didn't predict Vanilla Lake. We predicted SNES Bowser Castle 3, as
Yeah.
you saw. And on another advertisement, it says like Dino Dino Jungle, like it's like camping equipment or something. And like, why might mention it if you're not gonna if you're not hinting at it, right?
And-
And that's the theory everyone went with.
One might also think that, it's the second track in the last cup. That is usually where Dino Dino Jungle is.
Yeah.
But one has... I think... No. I think the fans, alright, and everyone would want Mountain.
Of course. Who doesn't want DK Mountain?
Right? Nintendo have done a good job, for the most part, of listening to fans during this.
Yeah.
Of course, is that we wanted back.
I mean, look at Waluigi Pinball.
Waluigi Pinball came back, right? It made no sense because we already had Wario Stadium,
Yeah.
but it still came back.
course.
Waluigi Stadium came back because it's a fan favourite. Like, a fan favourite tracks are coming back. We had Gorge,
Coconut
Mall,
Mall.
3DS Rainbow Road, Peach
Yeah.
Gardens.
We're looking at tracks that people love to race
Yeah.
on, not necessarily tracks that fit per
Yeah.
se.
So
I mean, they
while
still have to
We can
fit.
admit that Dino might fit slightly more. But DK Mountain also fits. It has a brilliant remake on tour.
Oh, it's genuinely top 5 tour remakes. It is so good.
And what we can say now, this one, in our mind, is a 50-50. It's one or the other. It's
Yeah.
either Dino or it's Mountain, and I think we both predict Mountain.
I honestly, I've been a Dino Dino Jungle believer ever since I saw that advertisement, and then I realised how stupid I was being. Like, come on, like DK Mountain is just much more invigorating. Like, what do you want to play more in the last in the last cup of the entire Booster Course Pass? Dino Dino Jungle, where you're dodging Nossie's feet, or do you want to get launched up the top of the mountain?
Yeah.
And like launch down it
Everybody
like a bullet. Of
loves DK Mountain.
course.
Right. Our third track. Now,
Alright.
as for me to predict what's going on in the first cup, we have a lack of a GBA track.
Hmm.
And this is where I believe BC4 comes in.
Now, I would honestly love to see BC4. Like, I
Yeah.
really like its remake in Tour, despite the fact we don't have the trick or reverse trick variants. That doesn't matter.
And, okay, my logic is, this one had even more of a remake than SNES BC3. Okay, this has had a proper upscale.
Yeah, yeah. It's
the
beautiful.
size of the track would be perfect for a free lapper.
It's comically large. It's a big track.
It is a big
Like,
track.
it's so big they had to split it into 2 like sections
Yeah.
on Tour.
I believe that this track would be perfect to come back and to be, one of the last hurdles we face. I'll let you explain your pick first.
Yeah. So, as Jamie has shown, he went with a DS track as his other pick, and we both have a GBA track because we're both under the guise that there's a GBA track in every
wave.
single wave, right?
Yeah.
That makes sense. Like, I don't know why there wouldn't be. They've kept that trend all the way through, and if they break it now, they're just going to look foolish. So, in my opinion, a GBA track in every wave just makes sense, which is why there's so many gaps. Like, people think that those 3 gaps that aren't cities in the last, in the last wave are all Nitro tracks. Nintendo aren't going to release 3 Nitro tracks just like that. It's just not doable.
It just makes no sense.
Exactly. So, in my opinion, it would be better if these are hidden retros. Hence, a GBA track, and then a second track that we pick between. Obviously, Jamie went with a DS track, being Fortress.
I
But
did.
I'm going with 3DS Bowser's Castle. And now, this is against my better judgment because I adore Airship Fortress, right? Absolutely phenomenal track. But the Tour remake of 3DS Bowser's Castle is a loved track by Nintendo. You see it all the time. Like, it's probably one of the most, like, reused Bowser's Castles in Tour. So you can clearly tell they like it. And on top of that,
It's a big old Bowser's Castle.
it's a big old Bowser's Castle. So it's a Bowser's Castle that technically hasn't had a remake yet outside of Tour.
Yeah.
I mean, neither has BC4, but BC4 has been left in the dust for about 20 years, so I feel like that's a bit different.
Yeah. So, it depends what you believe is more likely. DS Airship Fortress or 3DS Bowser Castle. Because
Yeah.
Nintendo love both of these tracks.
And obviously, because I predicted 3DS Bowser's Castle as my Bowser Castle pick, I then can't pick BC4, so I had to go with Cheap Cheap Island, which is our only remaining option.
To me, seems unlikely because we had a lot of beach/desert themed tracks in the last wave.
That's fair. That's fair.
Yeah.
I like that logic.
But what we all can agree on,
Oh yeah, this is
last track
pretty
is
much
cemented.
confirmed. Oh, if this isn't like the track we're about to talk about, I will actually kick off
Yeah.
because this is a good
so
remake.
one thing we're lacking here, and one thing we're under the impression of, is that there's also going to be a Wii track in every wave. Now, there was one particular Wii course which got a big remake just prior to the release of Wave 4, I believe it was.
Yeah, it
just
was actually at the beginning of the year. It was in January.
This track got a big old remake, and this is one of the solidified picks.
Yeah.
Every rumour and every data mine says this is going to be a Wii track.
Yeah, every single person who's made a prediction
Yeah.
that I've seen on YouTube has said that this track is coming. Like, and if it's not, you genuinely look like a fool.
Yep. It's coming. Yep. It's already in tour. It's got a beautiful remake.
And people love it.
This is Wii Rainbow Road.
Wii Rainbow Road. If it's not Wii Rainbow Road,
I would be shocked.
I will be very shocked. I don't know what they have it planned if it's not Wii Rainbow Road. Like, imagine if
Let's
this is
just
Dry
say, right.
Dry instead.
Wave 3 ended on the Rainbow Road. Wave 6 will end on the Rainbow Road.
Exactly.
Right,
It's
the
the
last two
perfect
courses will be a Bowser Castle on the Rainbow Road. It's
Yeah,
the
I know
pattern.
I know that didn't happen in
Wave 3.
Wave 3, but that was their chance to give us Merry Mountain, which no one
Yeah.
wanted.
No one wanted Rainbow Road, but that's not the point. Okay. If this isn't Rainbow Road Wii, I would be very surprised. I don't think you're going to find many people who predicted this not to be Wii Rainbow Road.
Yeah. Right. Let's talk about characters next.
Okay.
So I will let you begin with characters
So, I didn't predict P.T. Piranha
at all.
at all.
Wow.
I didn't alright?
That's ballsy.
Because my theory is it'll be one or the other. And there's one character who's been getting a lot more representation recently by Nintendo. Mm-hmm. And that is King Bob.
All right.
Firstly, if we go back to the Mario movie, he actually appears.
Yeah, it's madness. In fact, I'm pretty sure he appeared, and he didn't.
Yep. You'd be correct
So, like,
there.
at least I think
in
so.
terms of that slot you're thinking of, right, why would Peter Piranha not go next to King Boo? Well, King Bob and King Boo were introduced in the same game.
Oh, that's true. That's very
It
true.
would make perfect sense for them to be next to each other. And, on top of all of this, it would be perfect if Airship Fortress came back. King Bob comes alongside it.
Oh wow!
I'm pretty sure that's where they got introduced next to each other on tour as well.
I
Right?
didn't even.
In
Yeah,
a
I
lot-
didn't even think of that.
In
That's
a lot
insane.
of the recent Mario sports games that were coming out on Switch, and included in one of the most recent ones in Mario Golf, Bob came. But
Wow.
Bob has been getting a lot of love recently, and I believe it would be shocking to me if he didn't come back.
Yeah. Now, I think we should reveal this next one together. And I know I've not revealed one character yet, but there's a reason for it.
Okay.
So, I believe this character, like, one of the characters they'll give us is Diddy Kong. Now,
Yep.
it's actually a crime that Diddy Kong has not been, like, brought back yet. Like, where the hell is Diddy Kong? Diddy Kong is one of the most beloved Mario Kart characters. Like, I have friends who are like, where the hell's Diddy Kong? Like,
Yeah.
why is he not in 8 Deluxe?
So, Diddy Kong would be the perfect character to introduce alongside DK Mountain. Why he's not in the game already, I don't know. And if we take
Yeah.
my logic of King Bob, he was also in the Mario movie.
Yeah,
Just
of
for a
course.
glimpse.
Yeah.
Diddy Kong is not dead.
He is still alive. He is
Yeah.
kicking. One
I-
character who had an unfortunate last appearance that I'm about to talk about next, though, is Funky Kong.
Oh, Funky has to come.
Now, Funky has to come because of well, he's the most popular Mario Kart character,
Yeah.
I would say.
So if we're introducing all of these difficult tracks, we're introducing DK Mountain and We Rainbow Road.
Oh,
Who
yeah.
else do you introduce? Oh, no, Funky Kong has to be the last character to come.
He is the GOAT. He is
He is the most beloved Mario Kart character we've ever
absolutely
had. Just period.
like, and what would also be nice to come alongside this as well is personally, I think Pauline's fits right at home with them.
Okay, okay.
Now, the reason for this is because not only were... I'm pretty sure everyone here but Funky was in the Mario movie. I don't think
Funky
Funky was...
wasn't.
No. But I know that Chunky and Dixie and Diddy were, right?
And so was Pauline.
And Pauline was there too.
Yeah.
And not only that, but Pauline fits alongside all the Kongs because of the old Donkey Kong games.
Yeah.
And while technically, bit of fun fact for you everybody at home, the woman that you're saving in the original Donkey Kong is not actually Pauline. It's a woman called Lady.
But
So it's not the same. But it still stands because in different translations and in later Donkey Kongs, it is Pauline.
yeah, I predicted Pauline to come a little bit earlier, but we both agreed they're going to come.
Yeah, Pauline's definitely on the way. Like, she's
Absolutely.
effectively, out of all the characters, I think she's probably the biggest shoe-in, to be honest.
I would say the big shoe for me right now is probably Funky.
That's fair.
There's no way they don't bring Funky back. I think there'll be a lot of angry people if Funky isn't coming back.
But leading on from that, right?
Yeah.
Let's talk about what gimmick this wave will have.
And I have one in mind, but I'll let you go first.
Yeah, of course. So, first of all, I'll mention what track could have like a reverse variant. I think either like Cheep Cheep Island would work, or even like Bridge. Like, I think
Yeah.
both of those would work to have a reverse variant in the middle.
I think for me, the reverse variant will probably come with Bridge.
Yeah, like of all those, I think Bridge is probably the most
Yeah.
likely because like
It's either that.
you
it's
could
either
like
that,
turn around in the tunnel
Yeah.
or like on the shortcut
for
or
me,
something.
it's either that or BC4 is going to have some sort of gimmick because it's a huge.
It's massive,
It's
yeah.
massive.
So like they have to do something with it.
Yeah.
But yeah, no. So in terms of like what gimmick this wave will have, like custom items or like
Yeah.
the purge as we call it, the big balance update for wave 4. I think instead of new items like for wave 5, I reckon this will be new car parts.
Okay. Okay.
And I think it makes sense to give us like fan favorite car parts that people really like. Like it'd be nice to see the Wild Wing back. Like that's a very popular like Wii car to use. I mean, it'd be nice to see that, especially if we're getting Funky Kong. Right,
I
that'd
can
be
agree with
cool. Yeah.
Yeah. My
Take it
idea
away,
of the
what do you
gimmick
think?
is a little bit different.
All right, what do you reckon?
It's one thing that we have had a rumor touch up for. Firstly, there'll be a small update to introduce a 96 track mode, allowing you to play all the tracks.
Oh yeah, I
Firstly,
think that's a given.
yeah. But my biggest update, I think, will come to the battle mode
Ooh, okay.
because battle mode is the only part which hasn't been touched. Now, battle mode
pretty lacking.
in the item menu has already been shown to have some unique items, which will go directly to that. And I believe, alongside maybe in game mode or two returning, there might also be some new battle tracks.
Would be nice.
As to watch, I could not tell you, but I believe that there will be an update to battle mode.
All right. I think that is probably like a safe bet,
Yeah.
considering that like it's the only part of Mario Kart that's not been touched if you don't count time trials.
I think if after the BCP, they release one more big balance, they were to update the battle mode, and then add a 96 variant. They've completed Mario Kart 8 now.
Pretty much.
So
It'll have all of its tracks. It'll be doubled in size effectively. I
Yeah.
mean, even if it's not like loads of battle courses, give us 8 battle courses extra. That's
not
doubled
even
it.
8. Just give us 4.
Like I mean 4 would even be
Four
nice.
and 2 new modes. There you go.
Yeah,
Done.
doesn't have to be loads.
Yeah. You can
It
bring
could be
back
some, like you could have Block 4 from N64.
maybe even update some of the current battle modes. Like Balloon Battle can be updated to be something like how it was in DS.
Like you could even bring back the city battle courses
Yeah.
that are in Tour. Like people like think they're pretty cool.
Hell, bring back some of the ones that appeared in the past, like Delfino Pier or Funky Stadium. That'd be pretty good. It'd be a good thing to come alongside Funky Kong, wouldn't it?
Absolutely.
Okay, with that, I believe
yeah, I think we've reached the end of our time here today.
I think we have.
So I want to thank everybody very much for watching this video. Leave a like down below, and leave us comments what you thought of the video and what to do next.
Yeah, obviously this was a bit of a different format for us, as we're still trying to figure out what our thing is.
Of course,
so any feedback would be so helpful.
Yeah, I mean there'll definitely be some like gameplay. Like we're thinking of doing like challenges or like some like very entertaining like gameplay, like races. Like maybe we'll do like some online stuff, some sort of like VR thing maybe. But yeah, other than that, give us suggestions for what to come. Leave a like down below. Comment what you thought.
Tell us what you think is coming back. Tell us who you think is right as well.
Of course, yeah. Give us your own predictions in the comments.
And if I've been stupid, tell me I've been stupid, because I've made a few outlandish predictions.
Oh yeah, no, you got to keep him in check, guys. He's crazy when it comes to predictions and.
Are you
like,
sure it's
stuff
not
like
going to be
that.
Vanilla Lake?
Oh yeah, nah, man, come on, come on, let it die. Let Vanilla
Alright,
Lake die.
fine,
Come on.
fine.
All right, so I just want to finish the video by saying thank you very much for watching, and we will see you on the next one.
Right, see you
Bye,
guys.
guys.